So as you can see by that poem and the last few poems, I'm still caught up in this indecision of whether to stay or go. But at this point, it's not overwhelming me anymore because I've been working through it. I keep coming up with reasons to go or reasons to stay, and it's becoming more and more clear. However, I'm still trying not to fixate on it all day, every day, 24/7. I'm being in the present moment. I'm getting the things that I need to get done. And when the thought comes in, I work through it and then move on to something else, right? So, yes, sometimes it'll consume me a little bit longer than others, especially when I wake up in the morning. And then other times it'll just be like a thought that comes in and that goes. And every time it does come in, if it does ever arise, like feelings of overwhelm, I just tell myself everything will be okay. You'll be guided to your abundant timeline. You'll stay on your abundant timeline, and you'll be guided to make the decision that's best for you and your kids. So it's one of those things that this is why I keep talking about it so much, even though I said in my other video, oh, I don't want to talk about this anymore, but I'm still being guided to talk about it because it's important for us to go through a process when it comes to making decisions. Like, I know in the past I've been so impulsive with my decisions, just going after something, and sometimes it's ended up being a good thing. Went after opportunity, made connections, and it led to me advancing in my writing community, for example, right? But other times with decisions, it's been impulsive and it's led to my detriment. So it's like always, every decision, we can give ourselves grace and we can give ourselves time to think it through, so we're not just making a rash decision. But if we do make that impulsive decision, it's never a mistake per se, it's a learning experience. And if we treat everything, every situation, from the smallest to the biggest thing as a learning experience, then we'll approach life from a new perspective, a new perception. We won't feel so fixated on regret because we made a quote unquote mistake. We're gonna be like, okay, no, this needed to happen for me to learn. Like, for example, me staying in Toronto at the time, I was feeling a lot of regret. Like, why did I basically blow everything up to come here? Like, subconsciously, I blew everything up so that I could come here. And what was the purpose of it? Like, why couldn't I heal? Why couldn't I transform when I was there? Why were things feeling so heavy towards me? Why was I making things so heavy for me? And it was like, it's because I needed to get away from it all, put myself in a place, because I wasn't able to do it there. There were too many things at once overwhelming me. So I need to get away from it all and do it on my own. The going away on my own was way more challenging than me staying there and having the support, having all these things. And still I was unhappy because of the way my mindset was framed. So the creator's like, all right, you need to go somewhere completely different, somewhere that's quote unquote paradise, but you're gonna have to struggle a lot because you're gonna feel the pressure and the weight on your shoulders to do everything. So with that, it came wisdom, it came knowledge, it came me forcing to go within and look within and face my shadows and understand myself better and learn all this information that I was already reading books and learning that stuff, but really get rid of things that were substances that I wasn't quote unquote addicted to, but I was still doing them as casual and whatnot, as when I'd go out and have a few drinks to have a good time and to feel relaxed and whatever. It wasn't something that I needed in my life, but I was choosing to do it because I thought that, oh, I could only have fun or dance when I was drinking. And that was like a bad perception to have. That's not a reality when everything exists within you. Your childlike nature is within you. Or weed, for example. I would say, oh my God, I need this to calm down. Like, the only way I can calm down is if I have this. But no, it's because I was doing it consistently that it became a crutch, that without it, I didn't feel calm, because it became something that I needed only because I was doing it consistently. Whereas getting off of it, I'm able to regulate my emotions and I'm able to calm myself down when I'm feeling overwhelmed. I was able to build the tools of what I need to feel okay. And I've gone many times in my life where I've cut things out and focused on religion, let's say. And then after I felt like I was good in a healed place, I went back on those things and ended up not serving me. So now I'm at a place where I feel so strong in my spirit that I don't need those things because of its poison, because it doesn't serve me. And I like being in this place where I feel regulated. I like being in control of things. even though I surrender and have faith, I'm still in control of I'm not in control of how I feel, but I'm in control of how I react, how I choose to react. And by me practicing and putting myself in situations where that are uncomfortable, like for example, I was having a conversation with my aunt, and she always brings up this thing like, why did you do this, why did you make this choice, blah blah blah, and like kind of like just, she's coming from a loving place, but it's just her approach and the fact that she's just like questioning me on the choices that I've made in my life when it's in the past, like I can't change those decisions. It's like I was, she's done it so many times that usually I just don't respond and I just say whatever, like go over it. But I was sick the last few days and my energy was low and I was like, I was getting triggered by it. It was heavily triggering me. And I knew that maybe I shouldn't call her right now because I know that the conversation leads to her questioning me and my choices. So I just chose to stand up for myself and be like, no, like you have to see that I made those decisions for me and I don't regret my decisions. You're telling me to regret my decisions, but I don't regret the decisions that I made because it led me to the place that I am here. It's led me to the experience that I've had. I don't regret anything because she's like, it just led me to where I am today and I'm okay with that. And if I'm okay with that, that's all that matters. They're not mistakes because they're learning lessons. And without those experiences, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Pain, heartache, all those things make you stronger, build you a resilience, show you what to look for and not what to look for. So at the end of the day, you have to come to terms with your own decisions and let go of the regret and guilt. Like, yeah, in the past, when I was in Toronto and everything exploded, I didn't react the best way. I caused a lot of the things that happened. And I don't regret it because now I have the self-awareness of it, of how not to act and the reasons why I did the things that I did. So it's like, as long as you learn and grow from something, then you can let go of the guilt and shame and everything that you had it because you were reacting at the best place that you could have at that time. You didn't know any better than that. And you weren't even conscious and aware of why you were doing that what your triggers were. You were just reacting from a place of impulse. And now that you've eliminated the things that make you impulsive, then you have that awareness to be like, okay, I'm going to choose different. I'm not going to say you're not going to fall short sometimes. Yeah, there's going to be times where you do fall short or something triggers you to the point where you're like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this to trigger me, and you might be reactive. But if 9 times out of 10 you can pull yourself back and choose not to be reactive, I think the biggest thing is not attacking someone. That's something that I learned that I will not do in the future, is that when someone attacks me or someone does something to hurt me, even if it's not attacking me, I'm not going to attack their character. I'm not going to say things that are hurtful to them. I'm just going to express how I feel and how it hurts me. And if they don't understand that, then that's them. All I can do is share my story and how I'm affected by it, right? That's the best course of action, and that's what emotional intelligence is. That's what effective communication is. So if we just approach life from more understanding and more compassion and more understanding and compassion for ourselves, and experiencing fear when it comes up, like what I said, this indecision of going back or staying, like, yeah, I'm fearful that I'm going back to something and then it doesn't pan out to what I've imagined. But at the same time, it's going to be a learning experience, whatever happens from it. It's not the end of the world, right? You make your life the way where you see fit. If you don't take aligned action to make things happen the way you imagine it, then it's not going to happen that way. And you have to accept that you're going to be in triggers because you're going back to an environment that did trigger you, but you're going back as a changed person. So hopefully you can handle those triggers, but you won't know unless you're in that environment. And is it something that you're like putting yourself in a situation that you know you're going to trigger you? But at the same time, if you want the support and you want the ability to pursue your passions, then you need to put yourself in that environment. And then eventually you'll get out of that. It's just something temporary to start off. So it's not like stay in this bubble because of the trigger that you could experience there, you know?